Hi, everyone. I'm here with Nadia Comaneci. Nadia Comaneci is a Romanian gymnast who is a five-time Olympic gold medalist in all individual events. In 1976, at the age of just 14, Nadia was the first gymnast to ever be awarded a perfect score of 10 at the Olympic Games. To this day, Nadia looks and moves very similar to the way she did then. We are beyond honored to have Nadia with us here today to chat about fitness and determination and how to sustain a healthy lifestyle in the long run. Before we dive into our talk, I want to mention that everyone is different and what works for someone will not work for someone else. But it's important to learn from people's experiences and to get advice on how to find what works for you. Now, let's jump in. Nadia, I think you have a secret because you're a 10 out of 10 woman all across the board. You have this magnetic energy, you're optimistic, you're fit, and you clearly have won the battle against aging. If you don't mind sharing, what is your secret? Are there any principles that you live by, or what can you share with us to give us, a little look inside how you sustained yourself so well over the past years?
Well, first of all, I would like to say hi to you. I haven't seen you in many, many, many years. Congratulations for everything you achieved. So, going back to what you asked me, there is no secret actually, because we have so much information right now. And if there is something that we don't know, we go and look. But I grew up being an athlete. So we try to make good decisions in everyday's choices that we make. Although I was awarded a perfect 10 many years ago, that doesn't mean that everything I do is even close to be perfect. So sport is a part of my life right now. I try to figure out what works for me. I think that I found that doing a little exercise each day, just a little, it makes me feel good. I think consistency versus quantity, it works for me.
Thank you for sharing that. Do you ever feel tempted to stray from your lifestyle? Maybe you don't feel like working out. And if you do, what do you tell yourself when you feel, like I don't want to be healthy. I'm done. I give up. I want to eat pizza and pasta and that's how I want to live.
It's almost like you asking me taking a break from brushing my teeth. That's not working out for me. Of course, there are days when I don't feel good, but I think that those are the days where I try to figure out how can I just do a little something, because it's so easy to give up. And you do something that's a lot lighter, but you still do something because it's what you do is for you. So I experienced not doing it and I felt worse. So I don't want to go back to that. So yes, we all have crummy days, but a champion is somebody who tries to figure out a way to do something and just get by the day feeling crummy.
Maybe you don't feel top of mind that day, but you just do something little to get into that same routine that you have, and not skip, for example, like brushing your teeth. It's kind of like in the DNA of a champion. You clearly have the brain of a champion. There's no doubt about it. We all know it. You don't let your energy go out ever. You're so positive. You're so optimistic. What do you have anything that you do to keep your spirits so uplifted, or is this just your personality?
I think it's a combination of what I have learned through my gymnastic career and the commitment and the discipline. I realized that I would have been a lost boat if I didn't do any sports. On the other side, we have a 15-year-old who doesn't wait for me to feel crummy. So that keeps us on our toes. And I try to not fall behind. I have to organize my schedule in such a way to accommodate priorities. And then I have to figure out a time frame for me when I need to do my thing, because if I'm not healthy and I don't feel good, then I cannot help anybody else around me. So it's a continual lifestyle that but you still learn.
Mhm.
and you adapt because I'm not 20, 30 anymore. So things change. I think of myself more like a car that needs good gasoline, basically.
I love that analogy. Our bodies are our only home, and we're gonna live in them forever. So there's no one way of exercising or living or eating that works for everyone because we're so different on a molecular level. We're bio individual people. But how did you find what works for you, and how was your journey discovering that? And can you give us one example of something that works for you and how you found it?
I'm trying to look for something that I will be able to do for the rest of my life. This works for me, so I don't do industrials workouts. I go every day, and it's about 30 to 40 minutes a day. That works for me. I don't think I could ever do 2 hours in a gym because it's too much, and then you burn out. I burn out, and I will not be able to do it all the time for the rest of my life. And related to the eating, it's hard to say because I'm good in the morning and dinner, but I kind of do dirty lunches, so I kind of do a combination of both. I look at the things that they are good for me and the things that I like, and also the things that they are not good for me. So I'm trying to mix them in a way that it floats somewhere in the middle.
Speaking about foods, we both grew up in Romania at very different times, but still the foods are pretty similar, and they
Mhm.
have been throughout the history. Um, I wanted to ask, for our Romanian spectators, if there are any certain foods that take you back in time to childhood. A lot of studies show that if you grew up with certain foods or were used to certain smells, they're hard to give up, and it's actually important to integrate them in your diet. So do you have any smells or tastes that would take you back to childhood?
I do cook two things for my family. One is salata de vinete, the eggplant
I love
salad, and with roasted peppers on the side. So that's easy to do, and that's good now. It was good then. It's good now. It's healthy.
timeless.
Uh, and the other thing that I do is sarmaluce, but I make it in the grape leaves. And then the other day, actually, I wanted to make for Christmas, and I couldn't find grape leaves, so I made it in ardei. When I grew up, my mom used to make sarmale from pork and beef, and now I make it from ground turkey. So I adapted a
Yeah,
little bit because it's healthy for the family, and it's a little bit of tradition, the smell that you're talking about, but adaptation to 2021.
exactly. I do the same for my boyfriend. I cook Romanian food, and I change some of the ingredients, but the basics remain the same, and the smell and the taste is still pretty much there. So in terms of balance, speaking about it, do you think you're constantly finding your own, or do you think I'm balanced, I found my lifestyle, and this is what works for me?
Every day is different. I kind of know what I have in a schedule, so I'm the kind of person that I know what's happening tomorrow, the commitments. So I try to go from the commitments to the priorities backwards, and that's how I plan my day
Yeah.
on the base of the necessities. I don't end up somewhere and I don't know why am I there. I'm trying to make sense of my time because a lot of the things have to be done at a particular hour.
Yeah.
Who takes the Dylan to school, who's picking him up, who's feeding the dog, what is my exercise going to fit, who's doing lunch, who's bringing lunch to the office. I mean, it's all like a continual movement. And going back, I think a champion in sport is not necessarily somebody who achieves something unbelievable in sport, but somebody who is able to adapt to any kind of situation, because there are some things that they are not in our control, and still going forward is the most important thing.
I talk to you because you're a champion in sport, but that those championship skills translate to being a champion in life, and that's what I see in you, and what is so inspiring in the way you live. And we have so much to learn from you, and from just you discovering your path. And as a champion, we all want champion life, and live that way. And
And I will ask you questions at some point because you are in you have a lot of other information that I may need. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm here whenever. But I wanted to ask, so you're a busy person. Clearly, you have kids, you have dogs, a husband,
One in
work.
one.
Better than, but still, I
Yeah,
have only one dog, and that's a lot.
for
So
now.
you said you work back from your commitments to your priorities, and you clearly fit in your workout every day. You said 30-40 minutes. What is your routine like? Do you do different muscle groups every day? Do you kind of do like a whole body? Do you do yoga, gymnastics, pilates, running? What is your workout routine like?
It's not that complicated, and it's not a big secret. I do some cardio. I do some bicycle. I do some elliptical machine. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I do some light weights and stretching, and I'm out of there.
Amazing.
That's it. It's not
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah, and as you said, sustainability is what works, and you don't see results from today to tomorrow. It's in the long run.
No, yeah.
We talk a lot this month about supplements and supplementing your diet and whether it's needed. Some people need it, some people don't. Again, nothing works for everyone. But do you take any supplements along with your nutrition? And if so, how did you discover that you needed these?
Long time ago, I started to take multivitamins. That's all I take. The rest I'm trying to get from here and there.
If they work for you, the
I
point
hope
is,
they work.
yeah,
I'm
if you
still
feel that
around.
they work, they work. So we were talking, a bit about exercising. Whether you train or whether you just have a long day, you have stress with Dylan's school or you have a stressful day. How do you relax your body and mind? What does rest and unwinding before maybe a good night's sleep, or in general, what does rest and unwinding mean to you?
Rest is when I am alone in a house and I play music and I go in my closet and I clean out my closet. So music is rest, and also watching some Netflix series that makes me feel good, and talking with my friends.
Get that human connection that you might need at the end of the day when you've been so much in your head. And yeah, music and TV, I love that too. Last question here, but I think this is an important one because a lot of little girls and boys look up to you and dream of achieving a quarter of what you've achieved. So what would you tell a girl or a boy who's dreaming of being a champion? We know that performance in champion life brings a lot of sacrifices. But besides that, what does performance bring to someone's life?
Well, first of all, I don't think I use the word sacrifice as I use the word choice. I think it's important for kids to be involved in sports because sports are fun. It keeps you busy. You have a different social life. You meet a lot of friends. And it's also good for your health. Kids see idols on TV and they go to a place to play sports because they see someone and they say, I want to do what he does, she does. And I think that's very important and very healthy for the kid. And just to enjoy each day and to enjoy the things that they learn uh, and challenges. I think sport is the only tool that prepares you for life. In gymnastics, we fall, we fail so many times, and we learn how to get up and keep going. And this is something that you will need to learn because you're going to have to deal with that in your life. So, to become a champion, that may happen in years, but you don't get involved because of only that reason. That's a lot of other reasons why you should play sports. And anyone can become a champion. You don't have to be born in a particular place to be the best.
That's really inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all of the wonderful things you've shared with us. We're again extremely honored to have had you as a guest at Linnea. I'm sure see you again on our platform soon. And I hope you have an amazing day. And thanks for joining us.
Sure. And good luck with your project.
Thank you.